Morning. Thought I was about to go to Freightliner this morning, and I still may have to, because I didn't think Southern Tire Mart had mechanical options. So I called them. A little bit of guys parked way up front, and I was like, "Hey, how mechanical are you guys?" He said, "Well, we're light mechanical. What do you need?" I was like, "Listen, you got a coolant leak. Is there any way you can diagnose and repair that?" He said, "Possibly, that's in our wheelhouse." I was like, "All right, cool." So, as I said, "You got the ability to pressure test and all that?" He said, "Absolutely." So I'm like, "Cool. Y'all know this is where I get my work done anyway." So we're pulling into the bay now. Maybe it's a clamp, maybe it's a hose, maybe it's not an entire EGR cooler or EGR valve or anything like that. Maybe it's the simplest of fixes that it could be. That's what we're hoping for. I walked in, he's like, "Hey, you're here for the test." I'm like, "I don't even know my voice." He's like, "Yep." How you doing there, young man? So hopefully we can figure it out. So while we're doing this, appreciate y'all being here, y'all. Appreciate all the support. Let's just see what the rest of this trucking world, well, let's just see what the trucking world has in store for us today with this, and then get to getting. Thanks for being here.
Crack a monster, greet the sun. Big blues humming, ready to run.
That little hose right here, this little elbow.
Yeah, the elbow.
It's got a little pinhole in it. Somebody's spraying up over here, spraying here, and just.
So that's why it was coming down here, and then back. Then the wind, I guess, the fan was blowing it all back to there.
That's it.
So that right there, huh?
Yeah.
All right. So you don't have it in stock, so we got to order a part, right? So since we got to order a part, I'm gonna have him order me something else while we're at it.
Get with him.
There he is. That elbow part right here.
That's what's leaking.
All right. So the other thing I had in order was the air intake filter for the engine. The engine filter, which I've been having. I didn't want to spend $200 for it. I wanted to get it for $150, but every time I went to try to order it off of Amazon, it was like I was on back order. So Amazon's like $50 versus $200. But we went ahead and ordered the engine filter. We'll go ahead and get that in here. That should help increase a lot of things. We got that part ordered. The hose, I got a little estimate right here. Put it all together for me. The engine air filter is $198.99. The 90-degree coolant line, which is what that is, $49.99. A piece of rubber, I mean, okay. And he went ahead and estimated maybe 10 gallons of coolant. But that's going to drop because he ain't going to have to put that much in here. But total quote is $782, but it's going to be probably $720. See, $250. All labor is 2.5 hours for $150 an hour, $375 for labor. So, yeah, we're looking about final total about $720, somewhere in that window. But I just went ahead and put an approval in with Snyder SFI for $800. So we're waiting for that email, waiting for the parts to get delivered, and be done with it. How the hell is Freightliner going to deliver everything? All the extra filters the shop needed for themselves, the filter for myself, and other accessories, and yet forget the one part, the rubber hose, laying on the counter back there. How you gonna bring everything else except for the one part that we actually need? Alright, 4 hours. Took them a while to get that other piece back here. It's crazy. 4 hours. It's noon now. Well, actually, it's noon 18, so a little over 4 hours, I reckon. But the part has been replaced. The engine air intake filter has been installed as well. Something that I've been talking about for a while and I've been putting off. Just because that wasn't convenient for me, so let's just clear that crap up. I'm going to go ahead and top off. You know what? No, I know Orange, Texas is good too. So I'm gonna get to Orange, Texas. I'm gonna fill up my tanks. But at 300 miles, I'm gonna stop at the Petro in Hammond, Louisiana. And you get a truck wash. When you get blue wash, I want to get my engine all cleaned out, get all the antifreeze off there, so one, I stop smelling it, and two, if I see it again, I know I have another leak. So we're going to do that after we get through that damn Baton Rouge traffic at 5 o'clock. Ugh. But then that's going to be our halfway point for the day. We'll have about 4 hours or so left to drive after that. So we're behind the 8 ball now because I gotta knock out at least 600 today, so I can knock out 600 tomorrow. Because my plan is to be on site tomorrow evening and park there. I looked at Google Maps. It looks like there's a big cul-de-sac there. I should be able to park there. And my appointment was moved up to 6 a.m. Friday morning, so I've already got a load booked out of Benson on Friday morning as well. Coming back to Texas, going to Austin actually, after 4 other stops. So yeah, we're good. I just didn't want to, depending on, I know y'all think I'm a contradiction. Well, you mean you didn't want to start out this late? That's your norm. Shut the fuck up. My norm is whatever the load requires most of the time, until something pops up. Anyhow, it is what it is. We are off, and we are heading east. I didn't realize this because I don't stop here very often, or I don't stay here often at all. There's a blue beacon right here crossing the Flying J. Okay. We'll get washed here. We'll fuel up, then we'll wash. Oh yeah, we're in Orange, Texas. There's a blue beacon right here. Cool. I like it. We'll do it all in one whack. It's 2 o'clock now. We've been going for about an hour and a half. Let me look at my clock. Oh, about an hour and 45 minutes we've been going. So, I've only got 8.5 hours to drive now. In that 8, I can knock out 5 plus. How far will that get me? Where will that put me if I knock out? Let's just say 500 miles. Lowndes, Montgomery, Alabama. It'll get me north of Mobile. I know how to get to the J. here. I guess I gotta go that way for the. Okay. Now that I scouted out the path. Oh no. Pull in here to get fuel. There's a sign right there. It says the beacon. Okay. I see. Hey, there's a Mercer trailer right there. Who are you? Z09443 trailer? Every time I see a Mercer, I look at the truck number. That way I can determine whether they've been here longer than me or not as long as me. But right now, all I see is the ass end of a trailer. I'm going to pull over here to the far right. Hopefully. I don't see fuel lines going into... There's 3 fuel lines where a truck's in, nobody's in front of them. Oh, one of them decides to take his rag out and start shining these wheels. Okay, Mr. Shiny. That is a shiny hiney you got on your reefer there, buddy. Alright, so hopefully McKinney decides to get out my damn way. Actually, I think this one might be the one that's most likely to get out of the way once he shines these damn wheels up. So we're going to do this just a little bit. That way I can turn tight into that. Alright, let's get fuel. Grab some lunch. Give Blue a bath. Well, that's a line. Pretty day. I'm telling you, Blue Beacon's got you locked. Once you're on this lot, you ain't getting out. It's a one-way in, single line. You can go back here to double file. So, yeah, it's 2:25 p.m. Central Standard Time at the moment. Let's see when we get out of here. All right, 3:25 p.m. Good news is, I'm at the curb now. And, well, can't really see. I'm no longer back there. All right. Mercer trailer wash is $38 or $39. My wash in the engine compartment, $53. So, still rinsing me off. All the good doohickeys. But we're just about out of here. We got some breaking news from a buddy of mine. Montgomery, Alabama, Flying J. Apparently dispatch was trying to call a gentleman all day when he got there. There was one sheriff on the doorstep and now there's like 5 in an ambulance. Pretty horrible. Yeah. Looks like they found the driver possibly deceased in his truck. He sent me a picture of the the yellow tape around the truck and all that. I'll be honest, I feel like that's what's gonna, at some point when I do croak, it's gonna be out here in the truck. This is my life, man. If I die within the next 2 years, because I don't plan on being behind the wheel for another couple of years. That's it. But I hope I don't. But we shall see. So should I start my truck now? It's a little hot, a little humid. I'm supposed to lock my hood. This motherfucker's pissing me off with his goddamn. He has nicked the fucking truck a couple times with that fucking nozzle. Not necessarily that one, but a couple other ones. I mean, it looks like they got rubber protections over it, but damn it, I still don't give a damn. Don't be hitting my truck. Alright. 2 hours ain't too bad. It's 4:27 right now. We're getting back on I-10 right now, so I guess that ain't too horrible. A couple hours. We're gonna go till about 10 or 11. Somewhere in that range. I mean, honestly, screw that. I'm not even going to finish that thought. I'm not even saying that thought out loud. Screw that. Nope. 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 Because that would require me to drive during the hours that I hate driving, and my body just like, hey, you can't do it. You need sleep. So I'm not doing that crap. Now, in this situation, it'd be best for work nights because they get me through the day going. Avoid all the traffic bullshit. And the time it is right now, and with I guess it's 6 hours. Kind of long. I mean, I got time to make it. That's not the issue. The issue is like, what's the easiest way, simplest way? But it doesn't matter. Me trying to fight sleep and stay awake at nighttime is not the easiest and simplest way. Who the fuck am I kidding? We know better than that shit, right? What is that? All right, so we are 165 miles from I-12. So the goal, let's get above Mobile. You know what, my buddy's a flying J Mobile. Maybe I'll just stop there. Well, the speech bubble pattern has been completed. Because we just passed I-49 in Lafayette, Louisiana. You know, on the way out, we're heading west. Take 49 north to Shreveport. Take Dallas, or take 20 over into Dallas. Then you come back down the opposite side down to San Antonio, and back through Houston, and back here. So a little speech bubble. And we'll text. You get it. Oh well. It is 6:06 in the PM. Lafayette wasn't too bad. We are now 55 miles, or about 50 miles from Baton Rouge. Lake Charles was kind of like iffy, but it wasn't horrible. I still say Lake Charles is a really, really pretty city. I want to spend some time there at some point. My God, squeaky, 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 this dumbass bridge. Squeaky, squeaky. So we have 4 hours and 30 minutes left. Now let me show the splits. Let me rephrase that. We have 7.5 hours that we can drive for the day. We have 6 hours and 17 minutes before we have to do a 30 if we wanted to drive those 7.5. My initial thought was to drive to about 10 or 11. That way, I can get right out of my 10, and by the end of the day tomorrow, I should be at the facility for the next shipper, depending on drive problems in Atlanta. So I will have to go through Atlanta tomorrow. So I plan on going to the shipper. But by the time I park, if I head out at 9, I have to be parked by 8, right? If all of it is for driving. Which will be perfect because my 10 hours will be up at 6 a.m., which is what time my appointment is. So I want to make sure that I park early enough tonight to where I can get up early enough tomorrow and get on the road, max out my clock as late as I possibly can, but still have my 10-hour break be up before I leave Knightdale Friday morning. Because once I leave Knightdale, I'm going over to Benson, which is only 35 miles away. But I gotta have time to knock out the 500 or so miles that I want that day. 500, whatever I want to drive, because I'm gonna have to park Saturday. When I park Saturday evening, I'm gonna do a reset. that's kind of still debatable. That's what I had in my head at first when I was talking to the agent about this load. I think I may have to do a reset, but I thought of that a little bit ago. I was like, well, if I get back on 8s, I won't have to do a reset. I don't think. I got to see what day my week started, and I got to look back and see how many hours I did those days to see if a reset would be possible, or a recap run of those would be possible, would work. And if so, I can get that load dropped off and completed by maybe Monday, honestly, instead of having to wait till it's Wednesday. It's only 1,400 miles, total miles. I remember the first stop's in Paris, Texas, and then somewhere, it's 5 stops. The only thing that's going to mess any of that timing up is the delivery locations. How are they unloading the trucks? Are they chain and pulling, or do they have docks, or all that good stuff? I won't know that stuff till I get to BOLs and see what type of locations we're going to. But for the most part, most of them usually have those outdoor docks, but there are still a couple that have to use, they got to use chains because they're forklifts. They're massive forklifts. Even though they do have a dock, they can't drive it on the trailer because it's too damn big. But I don't know. We'll find out where we're at. Bro Bridge, sir. We're in Bro Bridge. We're getting ready to go over that 18-mile swamp. We all know and love that swamp. My buddy, I remember when I first come out, talking about, different places I've been and things where I was or whatever. I remember going across this bridge. He's like, yeah, I've been across it. I hate that damn bridge. Come to find out, he just don't like bridges, period. It wasn't just that 18 miles of bridge, it's just any bridge. Okay then, Mr. Bridge Hater. We're doing good, we're feeling good. That's a yawn. When I park, I still want to get north of Mobile. I think that would be ideal. But I haven't even looked. I'm just driving. I'm feeling rushed, which is historically pretty much a good thing for me, because when I'm feeling rushed, that's when I fucking drive more and I just go, so I don't like feeling this way. I don't like having to feel like I'm rushing. I don't like driving harder than I feel I need to drive, because I don't really have to here at Mercer a lot of times. We get a lot of good loads, work half as hard and make twice as much sometimes. That's legit, y'all. Promise you. But we shall see how it all pans out. Oh, no. That's why you're covering the damn middle lane. 67 mile an hour. Alright, well, I am not in no lane restrictions, so I'm just going to pass you up, my friend. Anyhow, alright, we're still driving. We're coming up on the, we got like 4 miles. Yeah, 4 miles, because we got the truck stops coming up at 2.2, and then we got that rest area in the swamp in 8 miles, so. Oh, actually, we're 2 miles away. I think that's the rest area. I don't know. But I'm pretty sure we're 26 miles away from Tiger. You gotta stop, though. I don't need to stop. I don't want to stop. We're just gonna keep on going until our body says we gotta stop. Well, hello, Gulfport, Mississippi. Gulfport, Mississippi. We're just gonna roll right through. We're not stopping. I'm looking at the gauges, looking at the mileage. I think we got enough. I feel like the new air filter is probably helping some with the MPG. I don't know, know, maybe it's just psychological, but that's what I feel like. I think I can make it. So with that said, I got 3.5 hours that I can still drive before I have to take a 30 if I want that other hour. Total, I got 4 hours 58 minutes left on my drive clock. But we ain't doing that because we ain't overachieving. We're going to achieve, we're just not overachieving. So we're going to drive the 3.5 hours, which will put us to right around midnight. Somewhere in that window. I mean, if I take the full 3.5, yes. So right now we are still like 12 hours, 16 minutes ETA to destination. So we got to drive 12 hours. So if I knock these 3 hours out, we're down to 9 hours. So we're only 65 miles from Mobile, Alabama. Then we start heading north on 65. I think it's a couple hundred miles to Montgomery, so we're not going to make it to Montgomery, I don't think. But the question is about parking between Mobile, Alabama and Montgomery, Alabama on 65 that's going to have something available. You know how hard it is to find parking at night, especially that late at night. So I'm probably, but I'm thinking I'm probably going to be stuck in a rest area somewhere, which isn't bad. The only issue that I have, maybe not an issue, but if I do park at 11, let's just say at 11. That's going to be midnight East Coast time. We're crossing into East Coast time tomorrow, so I got to start thinking that way. Then that'll get me, my 10 will be up at 9 a.m. First, let's look at it this way. If I park at 11, it's 2 hours and 15 minutes from now. That'll put us exactly 10-hour drive away from delivery. So if I park, we're going to need 10 hours tomorrow if that's what happens. So if I park at 11, I get out on my 10, which will be 9 a.m. So at the same time, that's going to be 10 a.m. East Coast time. And then 10 hours away, it's going to be 8 p.m. East Coast time. Well, there we go. With flawless traffic. Yeah, going through Atlanta. Flawless traffic. Right there. As long as I get on site tomorrow, that's fine. I can cheat a little. I can cheat the system a little bit. But I have been up since like 6:30. My buddy come by on his way to work this morning. Last night he passed out. Didn't bring my stuff by last night. He brought it by this morning on his way to work because he's got where I stay is just one exit past of where he gets off to go to his job. So he brought that to me this morning about 7. He's usually in his office by 7:30. So I mean I am yawning. I'm yawning a little bit, but I'm not really sleepy, tired, nothing like that. Hey, y'all see me yawn all the damn time. I'm always yawning. My mother used to tell me it's because I wore a hat. She said, your head can't breathe. I'm like, I'm pretty sure that ain't the problem, Mama. But hey, who knows? It might be. Anyhow, we're going to keep on going. Honestly, I mean, I crunch the numbers. I work them out in my head. I can do a split here, split there, blah, blah, blah. I don't know when I'm going to stop. So whatever the hell I feel like stopping. That's what it boils down to. Whatever the hell I feel like stopping. And we're going to find out when that is. At some point. I'll tell you. Alright, so we are in Atmore, Alabama. We're at a Chevron or something off of this exit. I know that I have stopped here before because I recognize the place. And I also remember I was still with Schneider as a company driver when I stopped here. So I just remember that I just randomly, you know how you just recognize random shit when you hey, I've been here before. We have 4 minutes left on our regular clock. But if I turn the split clock on, I'd have an hour and 45 minutes left. Currently it's 10:30. Where are we stopping now? My eyeball hurts. And the sporadicness of the rest area I was thinking about is about another 20 miles up. And the sporadicness where there's so few in comparison, the truck stops between, like I said, Mobile and Montgomery. When I say trucks, I mean I'm talking like big, like the Loves and the Pilots and so forth. They're all full. Because I did stop about 20 miles back. No, about 40 miles back. In Satsumba or some shit. Anyway, it's 10:30 right now. I just went off duty. 8:30, we'll get back at it. We knocked out 532 miles today. Oh, I got a thingamabobber here. Hours of service violation. Warning, rather. I didn't violate. And we are now 700 miles even from our destination. 10.5 hours. That's very well doable tomorrow. So anyway, I gotta do the YouTube thing so I can get y'all's video up for tomorrow. I won't pass out and get up in the morning and do it all over again. Because right now we're what? Bloop. 117 miles from Montgomery. Well, 117 miles before we hit 85. We'll take 85 all the way to 40. Get 540. US 64. Alright, sounds good. I appreciate y'all riding with me today, guys. Wow, sorry. I appreciate y'all riding along. Thanks for all the support. And Big Blue, we got his leak fixed. We got him cleaned. Time to move. We're going to keep on moving forward. Anyway, have a good night. I love you. I'll see you tomorrow.